right, so Saturday morning yoga. I see that Lori's already sitting in a comfortable seat, so let's get there. Let's join her. You can sit up on a block, you can sit up on a bolster or blankets, or you can have, like I like to do, I have my knees supported with 2 blocks. Crossing the ankles or crossing so that the feet are below the knees, a little bit more than just at the ankles. And place your hands on top of your thighs. Just now, keep your hands down. Drop your shoulders back and let the arms hold the thighs to give you a little bit of length in your spine. Lift out of your pelvic basin here. So just lift nice and tall as the sitting bones ground, either slightly on top or in front of your sitting bones without creating any strain. Close your eyes and just, again, let the hands guide you into a long spine. And on the exhaling breath, let the hands hold on to the knees as you scoop your belly in and back. Inhale, come up. So it's like a cat-cow, slightly extending forward and slightly rolling back. Each breath, you can get deeper, or you can sit in stillness. I don't know if you can see, but I have a big screen TV on my wall. And so I think maybe in the next few days, I'll be able to see you guys on super wide with Dolby sound. Good. Inhale, come back up, and let's just make some circles. So I'm hoping that that works out where I can see you really big. And then reverse that action. Make your way back to your center. Sit up nice and tall. Now bring the hands to your heart center. Close your eyes and just set an intention for this morning, for your day, for your weekend, for your week. You okay, Karen? Okay. Gaze down towards the tip of your nose. Drop your shoulders down. Breathe in fully, deeply, completely, belly, ribs, and chest. And then bring your hands to the space between the 2 eyes, 2 brows, touching the thumbs lightly to that space, a visual, perhaps color of violet in your 3rd eye, your 6th chakra, 6th sense. And then bring the hands to the top of the head, palms together, resting just light above the top of the head, the crown of the head, space full of white light. Peace, love, knowledge. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Keep the heel of the hands together and open up the fingers. So the arms don't have to be straight. And if they're straight behind your head, just bring them out a little bit forward so there's no tension in the neck. And just spread open your lotus fingers. Receiving. Press the arms up to the air. Lift your eye gaze to follow your hands. And then exhale, open the arms to the side, spread them down, and bring the arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers, palms together, knuckles down, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward, bringing the arms off your back. Maybe just a little bit, maybe a lot for some. Hands on your shoulders. Keep the hips pressing down towards the earth. Let your belly soften and just linger in this place. In this space, release the arms, keep your body forward, walk your hands forward, and push your heel of your hands down to push the hips back. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, inhale. And exhale, walk your hands over to your right side. You might be stuck with your leg in the way, so don't worry about how far you get. Relax the shoulder down from the ear. So just keep thinking about pulling the shoulder blades together and down. Inhale, lift up and walk over to the other side. Right hand towards or on top of left hand. Push the hips back. Relax the right shoulder down from the ear. Inhale, lift up. Walk your hands back to the center. Exhale, press. Inhale, walk your hands back in. Lift your chest, lean back. Shake out your legs and switch the cross of your legs. I didn't tell you which leg to put in front. So put the other one in front now. Once again, bring your hands on top of your thighs to lift your spine nice and long. Close your eyes. Gaze inwardly towards the tip of your nose. And then inhale, bringing your hands to your heart center. Touch the thumbs to the beating heart. Exhale, bring your hands to your third eye. Inhale, bring your hands to the crown of the head. Exhale, press your palms up and heel of the hand together. This time, connect your pinky fingers and your thumbs and spread your fingers, drop your shoulders. So again, the arms don't have to be straight. They definitely don't have to be over your head or behind you. Inhale, press a little deeper, a little higher, a little longer. Inhale, and then exhale, walk the hands back behind the back, interlace the other finger on top, knuckles down to the earth, heart lifts. Exhale, forward fold, let rest over your thigh, let your head come down, and arms go back where they will. Doesn't matter how big, how long, how wide. Good. Inhale, come back, release the arms, keep your back long. Exhale, walk over to your left side, right hand on top or longer than. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, walk it through center to the other side. Inhale, walk it back to center. Exhale, walk your hands in. Lean back again, shake out your legs. Take your feet now as wide as your mat. So if you have blocks, just move them up to the front. And then just rock and roll your waistline, hips side to side. And then come back to the center. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Just give a little stretch to the knees here. Walk it out. And without going too far, put your hands by your knees. So it's like you're going to pull the mat back and pull your chest forward. Toes turn up towards the sky. Walk your hands a little further without moving anything else. Just feel a little bit of length in the back of the legs and the back of the spine. Without moving your back, walk your fingers a little bit more forward, and then just pause there and notice how the hamstrings are doing today. I don't know, every day is a hamstring issue, right? A little conversation we're having. And then walk your left hand to the outside of your right shin. Walk your right arm behind you, lengthen your spine, and rotate. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, bring your right arm up over your ear. Exhale, now reach and lean to the left, but don't lift the right hip up. Just lean to the left, and as you lean to the left, turn your torso more to the right. So it's not a huge fold. Relax the left shoulder away from the ear, but it's a nice twist. Inhale, rise back up. Turn your torso forward, walk your hands forward. Keep walking your fingers forward until you feel like you're going to have to move your spine to go any further. And then just hold there, inhale. Exhale, take your right hand to the outside of your left shin. Take your left hand behind you, lift and lengthen. So the hand against the leg gives you the, a little bit more access to rotating out of the torso. Then take the left arm up and overhead. Lean over to the right side. Keep your left hip grounded. Little tendency to lift it up. So this is like when we're in a lot of, sitting cross-legged, even in our pigeon pose, the one hip is going to lift up a little bit more unintentionally. And then come back up, turn your body forward, walk your hands forward, and now bring your torso a little bit more forward. Not huge, just another couple moments here. Breathe in, breathe out. And then inhale, walk your hands back up. Bend your knees and swing your legs around to either side. Come to your hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, hips and shoulders width apart. Actually, let's bring the knees wider, tuck the toes together, and push back to child's pose. So I know you on my camera know how to get to child's pose, but some people at home may not be so sure. And this is always a place that we can come to, whether you don't need permission, you got it. And so if you need to take a break for any reason, or you just, want to be in this pose, it's a great pose. On the inhaling breath, come to your hands and knees. Good morning. Hi, walk your hands a little forward. Bend your elbows And then sweep your chest through, dropping your hips. Then push your hips back into that child's pose. And then bring your hands forward, bend your elbows and swoop through, drop your hips, and then exhale back to your heels. So just a little bit of a change into your cat-cow and your up dog. We're going to take the next one, and we're going to stay in the forward position. So bend the elbows, come forward, drop your hips forward, open your legs as wide as your mat, look over your right shoulder to your left heel. Look over your left shoulder to your right heel. Come back to center, lift your eye gaze up. If this is too much, go on your belly. Exhale, sit your weight back. Inhale, back to hands and knees. Send your right leg back, tuck the toes underneath you. Send your left arm forward, thumb up to the sky, arm by your ear. Hips are level again, so both hips are facing down. Lift your right leg off the floor, inhale. Reach 2 directions long. Exhale, left hand down, turn to your right side. Right arm up, right leg up. Lift out of the left side of your body. Inhale. Exhale, take your right arm, circle it back up and around, palm down over your head, and then rotate your torso like we just did sitting. Reach the right leg long, long, long. Then keep the right arm where it is, lower the right leg. And then find a little bit more space here. Just turning the torso up, lifting the left side body. Inhale, release your right hand down. Keep your right toes tucked. Take your left arm up, reach away in 2 directions, no ski slope in the middle body. Exhale, hand and knee to the floor. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, round and curl. Tap your top of your foot down, chin to chest. Inhale, come back to neutral, step your left leg back. Exhale, take the right arm forward, thumb up to the sky. Bicep by the ears, hips are squared. Inhale, lift your left leg off the floor. Again, not having a ski slope in the middle back, so pull the ribs in, belly in. Reach long, long, long in 2 directions. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Turn onto your right side. Left arm up. Right hand is pressing the earth away. Inhale, take your left arm back and overhead, palm down, thumb up, and then rotate the torso. Just feel that rotation. Keep length out of your left leg, but lower the leg to the floor and find a little bit more space here underneath the right side body and outside the left side. Inhale, return your left hand to the floor, spin it around, left leg up, right arm out in front of you, thumb up, belly in, reach as long as you can. Exhale, hand and knee to the floor. Inhale, arch your back, exhale, round and curl. Inhale, come to neutral, tuck your toes underneath you, float your knees off the floor, push through the heel of the hand, lift your hips in the air, and then keep a soft bend in the knee to start. Maybe it's more than a soft bend. I keep a soft bend throughout all my downward dogs. Spiral your upper arms outward so the elbow creases are pointing up. Bend one knee, then the other. Take your time, just feel the sensations. And then come back to your center. Straighten the legs a little bit more if it's in your, wheelhouse today. Lift up onto your tippy toes and just shift your heels, not your hips, just your heels over to the right side. So your torso is still forward. Inhale on your toes. Exhale, bring your heels to the left side. Inhale, back to your center, lift up on your toes. Bend your knees a lot. Let your chest and belly rest towards your thighs. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. Bend your knees a lot and fold over your thighs. Let your head come down. Shake it out, yes and no. Press firmly through the heel of the hand. Begin to round your spine, chin to chest. Decide if you want your legs a little straighter, and then start to roll through your spine. Take your time coming up. Stack your shoulders over your hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles, and head on top of it all. Roll the shoulders back and around a couple times, and then reverse the shoulder roll, come forward. And then stand tall like a mountain. Feet are firmly grounded, whether they're closer or wider is up to you. Feel the edges of the pinky side of your feet pressing outward. So you'll feel the edges of your thighs all the way from your hips down to your ankles, nice and strong. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Grab opposite elbows. Exhale, lean over to your right side. Open up your left shoulder, chest. Inhale, return to center. Switch the cross of the arms. Exhale, over to your left side. Open up your shoulder, chest. Inhale, back to center. Lift your heart. Release your arms and place them on your back, fingers in either direction. Elbows bend as you look up towards the ceiling, or for some of you, if you're outside, I think everybody's inside right now, that I can see, you just look towards the sky. Lift so the rib cage comes up and back rather than dumping into your lower back. So like you have a ball behind your back, your hands are the ball. And then exhale, come only halfway down, bend your knees, a lot, a little, doesn't matter. Arms out now to the side, inhale. Exhale, work your left hand towards your right, let's not touch the floor. Left hand towards the right foot. Notice how the hips want to shift off. So try to keep them center, bring the right arm up. Trying to keep the hips level, I know I may not even be there. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate to the left side without touching. So you might not get a huge rotation, right? You're not assisting it with your hand here. So this is all you. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, push down to rise up all the way. Inhale. Exhale, open your arms, fold all the way down. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. Bring your feet closer together now at the back of the mat. Inhale, bring your right leg in the air, but keep the toes pointing down. Hug the hips into the midline. Square off your body, your torso, and level out your hips. Inhale. Now rise a little higher on your left toes and maybe lift the right leg a little higher without opening the hip. Exhale, bring your right knee to your chest. Come forward into plank. Round your upper back. Look forward. Step your right foot between your two hands. And if you like to have blocks underneath your hands, have the blocks underneath your hands. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. You should not be on a tightrope, but your feet are about perhaps hips width apart. Come to your fingertips. Firm up your right leg, firm up your left leg. And then bring your arms to hover off the floor without lifting anything else. Bring the arms behind you. Open up your chest, shoulders. Some of you may want your arms in front of you, a little bit more challenge to your body. You choose. And then keep the left arm forward. If it's not forward, bring it forward. Right arm back behind you. Hugging your hips into the midline. Breathe in. Good. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hips open. Left hip opens. Inhale, bring the right arm up. Turn your torso forward if it's not. Reach all the way up, up, up. Drop your back hip down. You could be bent in the back leg. Inhale. Then exhale the hands to the floor. I feel left out. Almost everybody's in a pink or melon colored shirt today. You and me, Karen. Straighten your front leg. I didn't get the memo, guys. Karen and I didn't get the memo. Breathe in, breathe out. So, again, having a little recognition of our hamstrings this morning. Lauren. Breathe in, breathe out. Bringing your collarbones forward. Good. Bend your right knee. Stay low. Plant your hands to the floor. Step into a high plank position, top of a push-up. Head to tailbone long. Bring your knees up. Pull your belly in. Shift forward. Exhale, bend your arms, go halfway down, or use your knees, roll through, or skip it, and just go right into your downward facing dog where we'll meet. Feet are a little bit closer together at the back of the mat. Square your hips, lift your left leg off the floor so the toes point down. Your hips are level. The hips are not opening up just yet. Or at all today, maybe. Who knows? Lift higher on your right toes to lift your left leg a little higher. Without opening, exhale, bring the left knee to the chest, shift forward. Round and curl your spine, pull your belly in, heel towards your buttocks. Look between your hands and step your left foot in between your hands. Use the hands on the floor, on the block, or even on your thigh. Shoulders pull back. Find some stability through that left heel as it draws back towards your right knee or your right foot. Let your fingers hover. And then reach them off the floor a little bit more. And bring the arms behind you. So as you do that, think about firming up the back leg a little bit more. Some of you will choose to have your arms forward or keep them back for a bit, reaching like you're being pulled. And if the right arm is not forward, bring it forward as you bring the left arm back behind you. Reach, reach, reach. Good. With this positioning, press down in your left foot and rise up. Breathe. Good. Inhale, stretch your left arm up to the sky. Reach, 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 crescent lunge. 1, 2. All right, inhale, hands to the floor. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, fold. Right hip turns forward, left hip pulls back. No hyperextending in the knees, so there could still be a slight bend in your knee. A lot if your hamstrings are tight. Or just, purposely bend it a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, rebend your front knee, hands to the mat. Step back into high plank. Choose your way to downward facing dog through push-ups or skip it. Whatever floats your boat today. We're in downward facing dog. Feet come back together. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Keep the hip squared and just lift higher on your left foot. Exhale, knee to chest, round and curl. Step your right foot all the way in between your hands. Drop your hips low. Hover your fingertips. Good. Left arm forward, right arm back. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, spin your arms down, turn your back foot in, and now find warrior 2. Right knee in line with your hip, in line with your second, third toe. Bending deeply into the right foot. Back toes are turned on an angle, like almost towards the front corner of your mat. So I always say if there was a clock at the front of my mat, it'd be about 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock. Back foot. Good. Straighten your front leg and rebend it. And then just adjust it so your shoulders come over your hips, meaning you probably have to pull the left arm back a little bit. And then think about opening your hips wide apart while squeezing your inner heels and inner thighs closer together. So a lot of action, but a lot of opposing actions. Your torso faces left, but your knee points forward. Once again, straighten your front leg. Any distance for your triangle. Bring your back foot in or keep it a little bit longer. Hinge forward, reach out of your torso. If you'd like a block, put it on the outside of your right shin on its highest height. And then lengthen your torso, bring the left arm up over your right shoulder. Tuck your right hip underneath you. So open up your torso, stacking shoulders again. Left arm up, breathe. I see a sea of pink out there. Okay, breathe. Pressing firmly into your big toe. Inhale, look at your right foot. Straight leg, rise up, reverse this. Right arm down. Right arm up, left arm down. Push your left hip towards your right thigh. Inhale, circle your hands back around to the floor. Left hand down, right hand opens up, twist. Breathe. One, dance. Good. Inhale. Release your right hand to the floor blocks. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Once again, inhale. And fold, exhale. Shoulders back, chest down. Inhale with a straight or bent leg. Take your right leg in the air and now open the hip. Bend the knee, kick it out. So shoulders are pointing down and the right hip is open. And then just hold it there for a moment. Stay in a dog as you turn your hips forward. Bring your knee to your chest, round curl. And then step the right foot down, downward facing dog, or flow through a vinyasa, you choose. Upward and downward facing dogs. Feet together, back of the mat. Inhale, point your left toes down as you lift the left leg off the floor, and then lift higher onto your right leg. So maybe the leg will go a little higher. Exhale, knee to chest, round and curl. Step your left foot between your two hands. Stay low, fingertips on the floor, hips just square. Again, it's a block or floor. Inhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Reach in two directions. Now this gives you the opportunity to bring your shoulders a little level and bring that right hip back a little bit, or forward, excuse me. Inhale, rise up. Lift out of your waistline. Exhale, we windmill the hands open, turn the back foot on its side, and find warrior two on the left side. Back leg is firm. Now it's at 2 o'clock on that clock. Breathe in. Back out of your front leg for a breath. And then rebend. Warrior two. And then the fine points. Knee in line with the hip. Knee in line with second, third toe. Firmly pressing into your left foot and firmly pressing all edges of the right foot. So we're not bending the back knee on a surfboard, right? It's nice and strong from the hip to the outer ankle. Breathe in. So your pinky toe is down, but you're not rolling into it or into the big toe. But you've got all the toes planted down. Inhale. Sink a little lower. Exhale. Pull the right arm back a little bit more so shoulders stack over hips. Exhale. Sink a little lower. Good. Inhale. Begin to straighten your front leg. Choose the distance you like your triangle in. So most of us are pretty experienced now and know whether we want to bring it in a little bit or keep it where it is. Begin to hinge forward, and if you're going to use a block, have a block outside your left shin on its highest height. So not all the way up at your toe, but right back so that your shoulders will be stacked. Right arm can come up in the air. And then once you're there, it's the same thing. Once you get into the pose, what the saying is, the pose begins when you want to get out of it. But once you get into it, then you fine tune it. Open up your torso, stack your shoulders, hug your left hip in, your left waistline in, but firm up your back leg. Triangle pose. AKA my favorite pose, right? I feel it in every part of my body that needs to be lengthened, strengthened. Breathe. Look down at your left toes. Use the strength of your core and your legs. Inhale, rise up, right arm down, left arm up. Bump your right hip towards your left side. So just getting that nice reverse stretch. Inhale, come back, hands to the floor. Exhale, turn your back foot on its side. Right hand stays, left arm opens for the twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift your belly up and away from your thigh. Hug your hips in center. Back leg is firm. Unless the knee is on the floor, it's lifted. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor blocks. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over your left shin. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Plant your palms. Exhale, you don't have to bend your front leg. You can take it with a straight leg. and just shift it back into three-legged dog. Mine's not so graceful. Bend your left knee. Keep your shoulders pointing down, so underarms towards the floor, but the hip now opens. Let the leg just come back behind you. Inhale, turn into the center. Knee to chest, you're in a downward dog. Exhale, step your feet down, chest towards your thighs. Inhale, shift to a high plank. Stay or play through vinyasa. Upward dog, downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Inhale, rise on your toes, bend your knees, and take yourself up to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold, head to shins. Press down firmly, rise up, bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale, bring prayer to your heart center, stand tall in mountain pose. Shift your weight into your left leg and lift your right leg off the floor. Bent knee is fine. Knee in line with hip. Level out your hips, press firmly through your left leg. Now, keep your hands in prayer, hinge forward. Straighten your back leg behind you. Hips are squared, so toe point down, just like we did in downward dog. So the toes point down, the hips are squared. Beautiful. Now it's the left leg that's really important, how strong and stable it is. I see some wobbling, it's okay, it's normal. Breathe in. Good. Inhale, release your hands to the floor or the blocks. Keep your hips still square. Weight moves behind your left knee. So the knee is not over the toes, the heel should not be lifting. Take your right foot and level it out. Broaden your collarbones. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Now, gently step back about 3 feet with your right leg on the floor. The toes are about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. If you have blocks, you can move them back and begin to straighten your front leg. Level out your hips. Inhale. Press down into your left particularly big toe. Hands to your hips, rise up to standing. So you're in a shorter stance than we've been in. You might even have to shorten it a little bit more. So your body's going to let you know if we're in a balance, if we're in just the right action. Shoulders, hips, point forward. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, or turn into reverse prayer. If reverse prayer is just too much for your shoulders, then just hold on to a strap or towel even. Good. Inhale. Keep pulling your right hip forward, but you don't want to arch your back here, so you want to really, bring the tailbone underneath you. Find length out of your torso. Inhale. Exhale, come about not even halfway down. Square off your shoulders, chest, hips. And then if you can maintain a flat spine, then begin to take it forward. It's not going to work for everybody. So some of us will go halfway down, some of us will go a smaller amount, some of us will get even further. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Pyramid pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Parsvottanasana. Good. Inhale, press down through the feet. Lift and lengthen. Come back up to standing. Release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders open. Inhale, stretch your right arm to the sky. Exhale, bring your left hand on your hip. Inhale, lift out of your waistline. Reach forward. Get the length in your torso. And then rotate the torso to the left. The hand can be on the inside, outside, shin, foot, or block. Lengthen the spine as you rotate. Once the shoulders begin to stack, if you can feel the levelness, left arm comes up. If you have a mirror, look at it. Chin to your shoulder as you gaze up. Or you look down for more balance. Good. Ideally, not even ideally, but textbook would have us stacking our shoulders, right? But you want to get that length in the spine to be able to take it to that space. Find a little bit more space. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Put your left hand on the inside or on a block of your left foot. Your feet are still a shorter stance. Right hand to your hip. Open your torso to the right side, stack your shoulders. Now your right hip's gonna bump back a little bit. So if you want, you can lift your block higher, it'll keep it a little bit more level. And then bring the arms up for a shorter triangle. Breathe in and reach up and down in opposition. Firmly pressing. Now it's really the front leg that's gonna wanna wobble a little bit. It's gonna wanna turn on its left toe, so press the left big toe down. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, look down, hands down. Exhale, walk your hands forward, bend your left knee, float your right leg off the floor like we started, hips are squared. Exhale, bring the knee to your chest, round curl. And then either step your foot down and stand your torso up, or come up and balance, and step down. Release your arms, find some grounding, close your eyes for a moment. Yeah. Open your eyes. Inhale, bring your hands to prayer. Weight in the left leg, left leg lifts up. Start to hinge forward. Bring your torso forward. Turn your toes to the floor, square your hips, and put your hands to the floor or the blocks. Higher blocks will give you a little bit more level, right? Toes down, hips are squared, belly is lifted. Reach back with your left foot and find some firmness. The right leg can be bent, but you want it firm. You don't want to be flimsy in your foot. Breathe in, breathe out. Now keep reaching and lengthening the left leg back, and then step it back about 2 to 3 feet. Walk your hands back towards your leg. Inhale, fold, exhale. And then inhale, lengthen your spine, place your hands to your hips, rise up. Stack your shoulders over your hips. So when you get up, you'll notice, just like I did, was I firm? Am I grounded? Am I stable? So I moved my left leg a little bit more to the left side for me. That's what works. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bring your arms behind your back, fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, or reverse the prayer again. Use a strap or towel if your shoulders are feeling a little compromised. Shoulders, hips forward. Inhale, lift your knees up to protect. Exhale, go halfway down. Not even halfway, just about a quarter of the way. So right here we can notice the left hip maybe wants to spin out a little bit more left. So draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, start to fold to your ability. And just notice, look in your camera because that's the telltale sign, right? If you're still moving out to one side or the other, breathe in. And then find your maximum length with a long spine or your maximum stretch, the reach. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep more weight in the back leg than you think. Then press down firmly to both legs. Come on up. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands down. Roll your shoulders. Inhale, left arm comes up. Right hand moves to your sacrum. And then just allow the right shoulder to pull back a little bit more. Lift out of your pelvic floor. Lift, lift, lift. Exhale, come down. Again, find the length in your body. Then make the rotation. Inside, outside. Today I'm going inside. Inside for me. Stack your shoulders. Weight still in both legs. And then if you'd like to, send the right arm up. Maybe even the eye gaze goes up. Lengthen and rotate. So it's always length before we twist or bend. One more breath and find a little bit more space. Exhale, hands down, and fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Bring your right hand on the inside of the right leg. Left hand moves to your left hip. Open up your torso to the left side. Pull your right hip back. Exhale, left arm comes up. So it's like a triangle, only a little bit shorter. Lengthen the crown of the head to the front of the room. Spin your torso open. One more breath. Exhale, look down, hands to the floor. Just fold over your legs, walk your hands forward or your blocks forward. Inhale, lengthen, come back up onto your right leg, left leg up. Hips are squared, breathe in. And then bring your left knee to your chest and choose either to put your foot down and stand up, or see if you want to take it through some balance to come up. Or maybe not for me. And then step your left foot down. I cheated. Arms down by your sides. You should be at the top of your mat. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float your right leg in the air. Open the hip, bend the knee. Exhale, bring the knee to the center. Plank position. Stay here. Take the knee to the right tricep. Exhale to the left tricep. Back to the right tricep. Back to the left tricep. Back to the right tricep. Slide it down to the right wrist. And step your left foot back. Find yourself setting up for pigeon. If this doesn't work for you, go on your back and place your right ankle above your left knee. So what we've been working on a lot today is that same hip squared level. So sometimes the block will help us just to get there. We don't even notice we're doing it. I don't even notice half the time when I do it. But the tendency is going to be to lean to the right side more. Even if you're not all the way on the floor, that's where your body wants to go. So see if you can now press your left hip towards the floor. Might have to tuck your toes under a little bit more. Send it back. Keeping the squareness, walk yourself down. And then just notice, as you surrender into the pose, is the left hip still pressing down so your pelvis is level? Being on the block will help to maintain that. Breathe in, breathe out. Take yourself as deep or as shallow as necessary. And bring this next breath to bring your hands back to the floor. If you're on a block, slide it out and put your right hip on the floor. Turn to your left side. Left leg is out to the side. Left arm moves on the inside, right arm comes up. And just like we've done since the beginning of class, use your hand against the leg, rotate the torso open, and reach over to the left side. Some of you will grab your toes with one, or some of you both hands. Breathe in and open. Now press down through your right side, rise up, inhale. Exhale, take your right leg and open into a straddle. Doesn't have to be huge. One hand in front, one hand behind, lift your hips. And then sit up tall. You can keep your hands behind your back. That'll keep you lifted nice and strong. Or you can bring your hands in front of you like we did earlier in class. Without moving your spine, walk your hands forward to keep your spine long. So we're just hinging, little by little. We're not really bending any further than this right now. Toes up to the sky and maybe slightly rotate it out with the hip. Breathe in, breathe out. Walk a little further without hinging forward. Good. Inhale, walk your hands back in, sit up tall. Take your left leg to your right leg, front of the mat. And then spin it around to either side. Come back, tuck your toes into a downward facing dog. Or if you want to take a vinyasa to get there, go for it. Bring your feet to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift your left leg in the air, open the hip and bend the knee. Exhale, bring the knee to the center, come forward to plank. Inhale, knee to left tricep, exhale to right tricep. Do that a couple tick-tocks there. And this time when you go to your left tricep, spin it down to your left wrist. Step your right foot back, tuck back underneath you. Lift your torso up. So remember, the block under the hips will help to level out your hips. So you can use it or not use it if you have blankets or pillows or whatever else, or just, play around with dropping the right hip down a little bit. Walk your hands forward and find your place in your pigeon pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax the neck and shoulders. Your head can come all the way down. Breathe in, breathe out, and just settle in. Keep thinking about the right hip pressing down a little bit. Couple breaths. Good. Take this breath to bring yourself back a little bit more upright. Move the block if it's there. You can always come back to it. Turn to your right side. Right leg is out to the corner. Take your right arm on the inside. Inhale, stretch your left arm up and over. Just use your arm against your leg to press your torso open. Find your stretch. Inhale, rise up. Send your left leg out. Make whatever changes you need to. You could have your hands behind you or in front of you. Breathe in. And this time start to hinge forward. Find your maximal stretch. Inhale. And exhale. Doesn't matter how big and deep it is or how shallow it is. Turn the toes up and open the hips a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, walk your hands back up. Exhale, bring your knees or your feet together towards the front of the mat now. Spin it around. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Paschimottanasana, full western side stretch. So holding onto your feet or a block, or bend your knees or have a strap or towel, right? Big toe is fine. Inhale and exhale. So with the hips a little bit more closed, notice the difference. What's going on? Inhale, lift your chest. Release your hands. Take a block with you if you have it. Roll down to your spine. When you get down to the floor, bend your knees. Lift your hips and place your block underneath your sacrum on its lowest height. Inhale, bring your right leg in the air. Stretch it straight up. Straight means not towards your face with your hips lifted. So you might have to move it a little bit more forward. Take your left leg and do the same thing. Legs up so that the heels are over the hips and your back is pressing firmly into the block. Just this inversion for a few moments here as we start to calm down the body a little bit more. Belly in, ribs down. And you might feel some sensation in the feet, a little tingling, sometimes a little, warm feeling. I hate to say burning. I don't want to make it a negative feeling. It's not a negative feeling unless there's pain. And then lower your left leg, bend the knee, and stretch it on the floor. If that feels good, do the same thing with the right leg. If that's too extreme, just take the block out from underneath your back. Stretch your arms over your head. Reach your body nice and long. Reach all the way from the belly button being the center of the body. Move your weight away from the belly button in both directions. Or move the length of your body. See if you can soften your glutes, please. Inhale, reach and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees and place your feet on the floor. Inhale, lift your hips up. Release your arms down. Bridge pose. Take your block. Move it off to either side. Articulate your spine down, one vertebrae at a time. Hug your knees all the way up to your chest. Inhale. Open your arms to a T. Exhale. Hips move right, knees fall to the left, little twist. And you have twisted, contorted your body in a lot of directions today. Inhale back to center, but this is just to kind of bring us all together. Hips move to the left, knees fall to the right. Just to put it all together as you begin to slow down and finish the practice with your body having a little party. Inhale back to center. Hug your knees or take a happy baby pose, whatever suits your body today. If you're hugging the knees, everybody bring your legs together. I'm sorry, if you're in happy baby, bring your legs together. And then begin to extend your legs out in front of you with your arms down by your side. Open up your chest, your heart, your throat. Settle in if you'd like to be supported still with some blocks or bolsters or blankets. If you'd like to be covered. If you have another pose that speaks to you at this moment, take it. And start to surrender everything down. Upper body, middle body, lower body, head is soft, brain is soft. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy.